first time somebody asked me what my relationship was with money. And I remember thinking, that is an absolutely crazy question. What do you mean? But it didn't take long for me to realize that, holy cow, I never knew what my relationship was with money. And I think there was some validation in that question to start making me think about money differently. So her name was actually Tracy Horseman, and she continued to lecture me a little bit on how I have been treating money. So I'm going to share with you guys the two things that I took away from my conversation with her and what I've started to do to start changing my relationship with money. For the best marketing, mindset, and entrepreneurship tips, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I release a new video every Wednesday. All right, are you ready for it? So step one, guys, mindset, mindset, mindset. It all comes down to mindset. So what you need to do is first identify what is your relationship with money. Okay, I know that maybe sounds totally crazy to some of you guys, but we all have these stories that we tell ourselves on what our relationship is with money. And a lot of it has to do with how we were brought up. Maybe what our parents told us, what our role models told us, or what we saw growing up. So funny, guys, because money really is actually just energy. And that is something that as soon as I changed my mind to think that way, all of a sudden I realized that, you know what? We do put limitations on ourselves on how much money that we actually bring into our life. The reason I say you should identify your relationship with money is because we are 100% in control of how much money we allow into our lives. So if you think about it almost like a tap, right? It's like we control when the tap goes on and we control when the tap goes off. So especially sometimes in entrepreneurship especially, we have these goals that we want to reach. And every time that we do set a goal, isn't it funny that you can achieve that goal? So why can't you achieve a bigger one if you set one a little bit further? Like I said, it comes down to mindset. I know that might sound funny to some of you guys. Maybe you figured this out, but my guess is that most people haven't even thought about what the relationship is with money. I think I figured some of it out, guys. Step number 2, this is an action that you need to take. Write a letter to money. I know that sounds totally crazy to some of you guys, but honestly, when I decided to write a letter to money, I was totally surprised of the emotion that actually came out of me. And how did it start? It started, "Dear Money." And it turned into an apology letter, which kind of took me by surprise. And I started realizing all of these things that I've been, to some degree, taking for granted, things I've spent my hard-earned money on that I wasn't appreciating the way that I should be. When I started the letter, I actually thought that I might have, a paragraph at most to write, but it ended up turning into like 2 pages. And I honestly would suggest that you write it pen to paper. And the reason I say that is, yes, of course you can type it, but studies show that if you actually put pen to paper, you will retain the information more. And there's just something about it that feels more personal. And after you write that letter to money, guys, don't just put it away and forget about it. I keep it top of mind, and at least once a month I go back to it and I read what I wrote and I write another letter to money. It's almost like we're, like pen pals. And it's funny, I do feel a little bit of healing inside of me because my relationship with money wasn't that great. I grew up thinking that, you know what, if you have nice things or a lot of money, then you think you're better than other people. And you have to realize that that is something that I need to reprogram in my head. So I've always limited myself on the amount of money and potential that I could have in my life because of those false beliefs. Now that I surround myself with, people who have taught me different, obviously my story is starting to change, which is why I wanted to make this video, so that if anybody else needs to start you know, fixing their relationship with money, they know how to get started today. Think about it, right? If you want to maintain a relationship with friends or family members or coworkers or business partners, you know, there's effort that has to go into it, right? So why aren't we putting effort into our relationship with money? Hello, we all need to be doing that. So, like I said, number 1, identify your relationship with money. Number 2, write a letter to money. Now, disclaimer here, I'm not telling you that if you write a letter to money, all of a sudden you're gonna have like $1 million, because that is not at all what I'm saying. I'm just sharing with you a couple of little mindset shifts that can help you to start changing your relationship. All right? So don't be sending me messages and saying, Krista, I wrote a letter to money and I still have no money. I'm just kidding. You know what I'm saying. But I would love for you to share any tips or tricks that maybe you've used or tools that you have that have helped you change your relationship with money in the comments below. I also want to share this video that a mentor of mine, Dean Graziosi, has made on this specific topic, where he goes more into detail and actually shares more tips for you as well. Wait, you can't see the title that great, so I'll actually link it in the comments so you can go and watch that video. All right, so if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and share it with your friends.